So, thank you everyone for being here. It's a pleasure to be here at Concrete, a magnificent space.
That we are so honored and lucky to have had the chance to present Field Meeting at. And this is the moment that I'd like to express my gratitude to Alserkal Avenue, to the founder, Mr. Alserkal, and the entire team with Vilma, Fiza, Alexi, Alina, and everyone else who worked so hard to make this forum come to fruition, reality with us for many, many months now. And I also would like to express my gratitude to all the supporters, consortium partners, and presenting institutions and galleries who jumped on board and found their own resources and ways to get to Dubai and bring artworks for the pop-ups with them, and just bring a really great, open, vibrant energy with them. We feel you, and thank you so much. Without your support, this would not be happening. I consider Field Meeting and ACW a form of rug making. I'm from Afghanistan, and we make rugs really well, so I have to give you that analogy. It comes together literally through various different people weaving in the different knots with me. We do not have a source of a major sponsor. It's a nonprofit, independent. In fact, it's a curatorial project of mine that is being fiscally sponsored by the New York Foundation for the Arts. So I'm literally working with shoestring budget, which is actually getting less and less every year. But somehow I've managed not to allow the meager resources and the unwillingness still from both the business arena and the nonprofit arena to see this, the value of this project for what it is in terms of funding it. I think I may also need to find a different formula for it, but I'm so grateful to both my own strength and everyone else's strength who have managed to find different ways to participate to now. So I'm saying this because I just never know. Every year I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen next year. That's just the reality of Asia Contemporary Art Week. And maybe that's what makes it so special. And maybe that is what is the spirit of today's Field Meeting, that we are all somehow finding ways to be our own institutions. I do want to take a few minutes to introduce this year in Field Meeting and just the thinking around it, because I said it in the various different, I mentioned them in the various different discussion sessions, but I think it would be nice to just go through some of the points of what I was thinking in reference to this year's theme. And so I'm just going to go ahead and read some parts of the curatorial narrative in case you haven't had a chance to read it yourself, or it can help us reflect on it as we move forward. Let's see. All right, where do I start? Excuse me. I think I'm missing a page, so I'm going to have to just go into this one. And okay. So, Asia Contemporary Art Week, curatorial and educational platform, is very pleased to collaborate with Alserkal Avenue, and this being the 6th iteration of its annual forum Field Meeting, staging 35 or probably more performances, lecture performances, talks, and a string of pop-ups by some of today's outstanding curators and creative minds. Each year, Field Meeting sets out to reevaluate one quintessential contemporary art world term as a way for artists and arts professionals to think more consciously about their work and community. This year, Take 6 decategorizes the word collections away from the ever-burgeoning global art market to claim the artist as the first collector. Holding a multitude of connotations, the word collections in the art world is often surrounded by conversations of relevance, inclusion, cultural narrative, and monetary value. Within the communal mind of all societies, the building of a collection seems spartanly reserved for the wealthy and the privileged. However, for centuries, artists and other creative individuals have gathered everything, be they specific aspects of reality, fiction, or other diverse subject matter, to create bodies or containers for the accumulation of their own ideas, insights, and mechanisms that at some point in time become identified as an art object in the world. During our childhood, we are all collecting something, if not many things, as a natural part of growing up and understanding the world. Seashells gathered on a trip to the beach, stamps from around the world kept in a shoebox under one's bed, or Lego sets pouring out of closets, that's my son. We memorized lyrics of every song by the infamous Iranian pop singer Gogosh, or the national anthems of countries in the world. These forms of collections become built into the membranes of ourselves as extensions of who we are, where we've been, and where we wish to go. A grouping of objects, events, feelings, and thoughts mapping out our existence in different instances of time and space. Today, a period distinguished by the information age, the bounds of collections are vigorously challenged everywhere. Social media and smart technology gather and store our preferences in ways that are at once comforting and deeply disturbing. No longer are our photographs stored in physical albums, nor our favorite CDs stacked on our living room shelves. Instead, the boundless abyss of a digital cloud instantly gobbles up all logs of our activities. Interactions have become symbolic insofar as we often cannot link any physical trace of many or of our daily experiences. Meantime, internet companies record, archive, and manipulate our search history to customize the advertisements we receive, perpetuating mass consumption by keeping humanity numb and ever entangled by the roots of our own collection of personal, psychological, social, and emotional insecurities. In these circumstances, a reevaluation of the term collection is in order. What exactly do we mean by collections and collecting? Who are the dominant powers at play, and what are the values these collections perpetuate? Most urgently, the forum questions the ideas, the apparatuses, and visions of the countless collections existing, and if they correlate with our true purpose as human beings. How are our minds being colonized by the information age to serve the insatiable desires of a capitalist market system? Indeed, our attachment to consumption and the accumulation of objects are increasingly endangering the planet, which contains a countless array of animal and plant species that, together with other great elements in the universe, make up a truly boundless collection of energy, otherwise known as the cosmos. These questions take on a much more specified valence when considering Asia as a vast continent of regions and countries that have been fragmented through the categorization and recategorization of academicians in fixed paradigms. Premiering for the first time in Dubai as the crossroads of a geographical location which until recent decades was not generally referred to as Asia, Field Meeting Take 6 addresses the lack of ongoing, robust, and artistic connectivity between Western and Eastern regions of Asia. The forum links MENASA, East, North Africa, and South Asia, that's the definition of MENASA, institutions directly with a group of diverse practitioners whose efforts complicate categorical notions of the continent. So yesterday, in the morning, we experienced a group of brilliant presenters, artists, practitioners in the mode of reflection, the artist as collector, inside out. In the afternoon, we had another session of presentations that worked around pendulums, swings, and spheres of influence, and how the principle of polarity, which is also known as the force of yin and yang, is challenged with a compilation of what is called the visionary projects for empowerment by those who create them, that in fact operate as ruthless mechanisms for depletion, destruction, and antagonism. During the evening notes, modes of being, ideologies, and space as malleable entities was explored. Reinterpreting the role of collections, the evening notes acted as the provocateurs of different modes of being by interacting with various social codes and ideologies to challenge their true meaning. What if our collections of knowledge, such as psychoanalysis and transculturalism, are to be given new realms of practice? It would require going back to the drawing board entirely, not only in our reading of social codes, but the meaning of what occupying a physical space signifies. What if the space in which you lived could literally enlighten you, raise the level of your consciousness, or even better, allow you to live immortally? This morning, community as institution and institution as community will be explored. While institutional critique has long been a topic for introspection at art events, communities lacking such infrastructure are largely absent from these discourses. Residencies and art programs are abundant in the West. They are franchising their reach throughout cosmopolitan cities and key regional hubs. Yet, regardless of whether in an impoverished or flourishing institutional landscape, most trained artists today do not make their livelihood strictly through their art. Many allow this reality to lose their sense of purpose, while also feeling entitled merely because they are granted a degree. On the other end of the spectrum, artists within communities where institutional growth is hindered through autocratic governments, dictatorships, poverty, war, displacement, and disorientation of deterioration of natural environments, don't have room to discuss what is lacking. They instead mold their own forms of quasi-institutional behavior to both barely survive and at times greatly thrive in creating models that respond to their own local needs, history, and artistic trajectory. Presenters in Day 2 not only tackle all established or well-launched institutional endeavors for disseminating knowledge, but also engage with alternative forms of art making and collection building outside of institutional aid. The afternoon notes a loose canon: why is collecting, who is collecting, and why. Extending beyond the climate-controlled containers of highly secured museums, galleries, libraries, or private homes, a collection's purpose often delves into the depths of human nature itself, asking, what are we collecting, why are we collecting it, and who is collecting it? In the evening notes, titled Breaking Bad and Good, Subaltern narratives. God, see, this is what I mean by semantics. You can't even pronounce your own chosen words. I'm going to do that again, because we really had to work hard on that one. Breaking Bad and Good, Subaltern narratives. As curators and arts professionals, we are programmed to take as our duty the upkeep of institutional memory. We are tasked to consider how we can conserve and create access to everything that artists make, as well as to what degree an artist's work fits into the art historical canon. Yet more and more artists working in Asia do not concern themselves with the conservation of their own work, nor their place within a canonical range. Western or otherwise. Instead, many are reimagining the world through a process-oriented approach, treating everything as material. Thus, in the closing section of Field Meeting Take 6, subaltern research and vision for inclusivity address the gaps and erasures in modern society through formation of new aesthetic strategies. Okay, I think I'm done. I hope I have given you a little bit more compact sense of what was envisioned, what has hopefully transpired, what is coming up today. We're going to be moving around a lot in and out of the space, so I rely on your promise to please keep compact. We need this group, this beautiful tribe that we've created, the tribal mind tribe, not any other kind of tribe, but like a mentor tribe, and an energy that needs to support every presenter who's here to receive all the love and attention that they need to take their project to the next level. So there's that very hermetic intention behind the project. So in the way that we interact with each presenter, in the way that we listen, in the way that we bring our attention, we are going to really quintessentialize a particular kind of energy that's going to take us out of this space beyond, and it's going that whatever we create here will live with us, for many, many years to come. So please do try to keep the distractions of the outside world and allow yourself to truly enter into your internal world and interact from that place today, because I think, I've been saying this, but I have truly experienced what it means to acknowledge the power that we have within ourselves when we, in relationship to what we're doing, and to give that respect fully to it, something shifts, something really magical happens, and what that magic is fulfillment. So that is what I want to give you today, and so that needs your participation, okay? Thank you so much.